Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to, unpack the science behind really living your best life, especially as we navigate getting older. And today we're diving deep into something that, well, touches so many of us. It's often this quiet concern, isn't it? How our bodies change, specifically our muscles, as the years go by. You might have found yourself noticing maybe a little less spring in your step lately. Perhaps tasks that used to feel, I don't know, effortless now seem a bit more challenging. Maybe you feel a bit weaker or a touch more wobbly or just not quite as energetic as you used to be. And look, that feeling is incredibly common. It's a natural part of aging for many. But here's the really exciting part, the breakthrough that science is showing us. This decline in strength. It's not inevitable, not at all. So our mission today is to peel back the layers on this, look at the research, and really understand what's happening with age-related muscle loss. Sarcopenia, they call it. And more importantly, we're going to uncover the, well, surprising role that nighttime nutrition, eating before bed, and just consistent daily habits play in fighting this, actually fighting it.
Think of this deep dive as your guide, your shortcut to actionable, easy strategies, things you can actually do to maintain, maybe even rebuild your muscle strength, our goal. Enhance your vitality, boost your independence, and just improve your overall well-being. By the end, you should have a clear roadmap, feel stronger, more stable, more rested, all through simple shifts.
Exactly. What's truly revolutionary here, and what the science, the sources we're looking at, powerfully demonstrate, is that the old story, that inevitable decline with age. Science is completely rewriting that. For generations, people just accepted it, didn't they? Losing strength, losing independence.
Yeah.
That was just part of getting old.
Right.
But we now understand, yes, certain physiological changes happen, but that significant loss of muscle, it doesn't have to be your story. We'll be drawing from some really cutting-edge studies today. Everything from, optimal protein needs for seniors to the impact of different exercises, and even some fascinating new insights into what happens in your muscles while you sleep. Which brings us to the starting point, really. What is this age-related muscle loss? What is sarcopenia, and why is it such a big deal for our health and our independence?
That's the perfect place to start. Let's really get a handle on sarcopenia. We've called it the silent strength thief, and I think that fits. So in simple terms, it's a progressive loss of muscle mass and strength. It happens naturally as we age. It's widespread. And it's more than just, how you look. It's a fundamental shift in your body's composition. It affects how you move, how you feel, how you interact with everything. And get this, after age 30, adults can start losing, well, a significant chunk of muscle, somewhere between 3% and 8% of their muscle mass, every single decade. You add that up over 40, 50, 60 years,
Yeah.
the effect is huge, really substantial.
It really is. And it's not rare either.
No, it's astonishingly common. The numbers are quite striking, aren't they? It shows just how widespread this is. Around 20% of adults living independently under 70 years old could already be classed as sarcopenic.
20% under 70.
Yeah. But then for those over 80, that figure more than doubles.
Yeah.
Over 50% show clear signs. And that means their muscle in their arms and legs, the appendicular skeletal muscle mass, the stuff you use for walking, standing, lifting everyday things, it's significantly below what's healthy for a younger person. It's like a silent epidemic, really. It impacts daily life, makes simple things harder, and just drains vitality.
Indeed. And what's really alarming about sarcopenia, its impact goes way beyond just feeling a bit weaker. If you connect this to the bigger picture, overall health, well-being, sarcopenia directly affects your balance.
Right. Falls.
Exactly. Dramatically increases your risk of falls. And we know how devastating injurious falls can be for older adults, life-altering. So sarcopenia is now seen as a major public health issue. Why? Because it's so strongly linked to an increased risk of physical disability. And that disability often shows up as chronic, painful problems. Persistent knee pain, nagging back pain, debilitating hip issues, things that just really diminish your quality of life, your independence.
It's a cascade effect, it sounds like.
Yeah, it is. And beyond the pain, sarcopenia is also directly linked to higher rates of hospital admissions. If your body's strength is compromised, you're just less equipped to handle illness or injury. And sadly, it's also been associated with increased mortality risk. So the message is crystal clear. Losing muscle directly impacts your independence, your mobility, your ability to live life fully. Which brings us back to that crucial why. Why does this happen? And why are older adults particularly susceptible, even if they've been active their whole lives?
That really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the answer, well, like a lot of things with our bodies, it's not just one simple thing. It's complex. An interplay of physiological changes as we age. First, there's a natural decrease in lean body mass. That includes muscle. And alongside that, our metabolic rate, it tends to slow down a bit.
The internal engine idles lower.
Exactly. And even if we're eating well, our bodies can become less efficient at absorbing certain key minerals and vitamins. The whole machinery isn't quite as tuned as it used to be. But here's where it gets really interesting, and frankly a bit challenging for older adults. There's this phenomenon called anabolic resistance.
Sounds technical.
It does, but the concept is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
It just means as we get older, our muscles become less responsive, almost like they're getting hard of hearing to the signals that tell them to grow and rebuild. Those signals mainly come from things like protein intake and resistance exercise. So what's enough protein or a good enough workout for a younger person? It just doesn't quite cut it for an older adult to get the same muscle-building response. Our muscles, they need a stronger signal, a louder message, which means they need more protein than younger adults to get the same effect. It's not that they're broken, they just need a different, more potent stimulus.
Precisely. And this inherent physiological change, this anabolic resistance, it's often made much worse by lifestyle factors, things that can really speed up muscle loss. We're talking mainly about physical inactivity and maybe less than optimal nutrition.
That perfect storm.
Exactly. Combine those natural age-related shifts with being more sedentary or a diet that's lacking key nutrients, and you accelerate the decline. Think about something like prolonged bed rest, maybe from an illness, an injury, or just a period of much less activity. This can lead to incredibly rapid, significant muscle loss.
It happens fast.
Frighteningly fast. Studies have shown even young adults can lose, 0.10 to 0.14 kilograms? That's like a quarter to a third of a pound of muscle per week from their legs during strict bed rest. And for older adults, that loss is often even greater, and bouncing back recovery is much harder. It really highlights why proactive movement and focused nutrition are so critical, especially as we age. Just a few days, maybe a week, laid up. The muscle loss can be significant. And getting back on your feet, rebuilding that strength, much, much harder. It's this constant process, you see. Muscle breakdown, muscle rebuilding. If breakdown consistently wins out over rebuilding, well, you're heading straight towards sarcopenia and all its problems.
You know, for the longest time, the thinking was, maybe it was more of a myth, really.
Yeah.
That muscle loss was just, well, unavoidable, part of getting older. You just had to accept it, like gray hair or wrinkles.
Yeah.
But here's where the science gets truly exciting, really empowering. Modern research has completely turned that old belief on its head. We now know, based on solid evidence, that there are so many effective strategies you can put in place, starting today. Things that will not only help you maintain muscle, but can actually reverse age-related muscle loss.
Reverse it.
Yes, reverse it. That's a total game changer. It means you absolutely can be stronger, fitter, healthier than you might think, no matter your current age. And it's not just about feeling strong in an abstract way. We see this all the time. People with lower muscle mass often have those real painful problems, right? Knee pain, back pain, hip pain.
Very common.
And what's amazing is how often tackling the muscle loss, using these science-backed strategies, can significantly ease those very issues. Improve comfort, improve mobility. It's just an incredibly empowering message.
Yeah.
You hold the power to influence your strength, your vitality, your quality of life as you age.
Absolutely. And when it comes to actively reversing muscle loss, the first place to look, the best way, based on decades of research, is resistance training.
Okay, resistance training. Some people might hear that and think, oh, bodybuilders, heavy weights.
Right. And please don't let it intimidate you. Resistance training, really, it just means moving your muscles against some kind of resistance, some external force. That resistance could be weights, yes, dumbbells, weighted bags. It could be resistance bands. Or, very powerfully, it could just be your own body weight.
Your own body weight.
Absolutely. The key principle is challenging your muscles, asking them to work hard against something. That stimulates them to adapt, to grow stronger. And this crucial work, it doesn't require a gym membership. You don't need expensive equipment. There are tons of effective resistance exercises you can do right at home.
Like what? Give us some examples.
Okay, well, think about squats, foundational for leg strength. But you can modify them easily. Do sit-to-stands using a sturdy chair. Just sit down, stand back up repeatedly.
Simple but effective.
Very. Then push-ups. Brilliant full-body exercise. Too hard. Modify them. Do them against a wall. Or put your hands on a counter or a bench. Makes it easier. Dumbbell rows, even using light weights like soup cans that work your upper back, help your posture. And simple standing calf raises. Fantastic for lower leg strength. Crucial for balance.
Right.
The key is consistency. And, progressive challenge. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a day, maybe 3-4 times a week, it can be profoundly effective in combating and reversing age-related muscle loss.
That's such a vital point, consistency, starting small. As we often tell our KaiZen clients, any little bit helps. It is truly never too late to start moving more. And beyond those formal exercises, there are practical ways to build strength into your day, aren't there? Things that are almost, well, enjoyable.
Definitely.
Like choosing the stairs. Simple, right? But so powerful. We've actually seen this happen. We call it bungalow legs.
Bungalow legs.
Yeah. People move from a house with stairs to a single-level bungalow. And in that first year, their leg strength often tanks, puts them at higher risk for falls. Why? They lost those unnoticed daily trips up and down the stairs.
Ah, makes sense.
So choosing stairs in public or just using them more at home if you have them, it sends that signal to your legs. Hey, still need you. Stay strong. Might feel like more effort, but that is your muscles working. Another tip, especially for people retiring, is to actively take up physical hobbies.
Oh, crucial. Especially if they had physical jobs.
Exactly. Many people work jobs with lots of movement, walking, lifting, manual labor. Then retirement hits and that built-in activity vanishes. And while relaxing on the couch sounds good, it won't help your muscles. So find something active you genuinely enjoy, consistently.
Like gardening.
Perfect. Gardening, dancing, walking clubs, pickleball, even just walking to the local shop instead of driving. Replace that lost activity. Keep moving, joyfully and consistently.
And critically important, don't let small pains become big problems. Address painful problems fast.
The niggly pain.
Exactly, that niggly pain. A little ache in the knee, hip, shoulder. It can make you subconsciously move less. You think, oh, I'll skip my walk today. But that avoidance, that inactivity, leads to more muscle loss, more weakness, which can actually make the original pain worse. It's a frustrating downward spiral.
So get it checked out.
Yes. See a doctor, a physical therapist, someone you trust. Find the root cause, manage it, and keep moving normally. Maintain muscle use. Remember, every little bit helps. Staying proactive with pain prevents bigger declines. And beyond resistance training, which is key, we really need to stress the importance of cardiovascular exercise. Cardio.
Right, the heart health side.
Yes, but it's more than just heart health, though that's vital. While resistance training builds muscle mass directly, cardio plays this complementary role, equally vital for overall strength and longevity. Things like brisk walking, swimming, cycling, dancing. They might not build big muscles, but they massively improve your heart and lung health.
Which helps the muscles anyway.
Precisely. A strong cardiovascular system means your muscles get oxygen and nutrients more efficiently. That's essential for performance, recovery, endurance. It adds longevity to your resistance efforts, helps your body sustain activity without getting overly tired. Think of it as building the engine that powers your stronger muscles.
Okay, so we have resistance for building, cardio for the engine. What else?
We absolutely cannot forget flexibility and balance training. This is the often missed piece, but it's crucial for preventing frailty and reducing injury risk, especially falls.
Yeah, balance can really go, can it?
It can. Joints stiffen, sense of balance diminishes. Simple movements feel risky. Practices like yoga and Tai Chi are fantastic here. They target flexibility, core strength, balance gently.
But not everyone wants to do yoga.
True. Simpler things work too. Daily stretching routines, practicing standing on one leg, hold on to something sturdy for short periods, makes a huge difference. These exercises help move lactic acid, reduce soreness, yes, but they also engage those smaller stabilizing muscles, the ones critical for coordination, preventing stumbles. It's about building a body that moves fluidly, confidently, safely.
A strong foundation.
Exactly, a strong foundation, not just strong muscles. And this brings us right back to that critical synergy we mentioned. Exercise and nutrition, they go hand in hand.
And right.
Exercise, especially resistance exercise, is incredibly effective, but it must be paired with enough protein and, an energy-rich diet overall for optimal muscle growth, for recovery.
You need the building blocks.
You absolutely need the building blocks. Without enough protein, your muscles simply don't have the raw materials to repair themselves after a workout, let alone grow stronger, no matter how much you train.
Like building a house without bricks.
Perfect analogy. Consistent, challenging movement and proper fueling. They are non-negotiable partners in keeping you strong as you age.
Okay, so given all that, what does this actually mean for what we put on our plate? We've covered movement, that's vital, but it's only half the equation, isn't it?
Only half.
The other half is what you feed your body. And when it comes to muscle, protein is the absolute superstar here.
Yeah.
And it's not just for bodybuilders. Protein is the fundamental building block of our entire bodies. Its role goes way beyond muscle, though that's key. It's essential for tissue repair everywhere, skin, organs. It supports your immune function, helps fight illness, critical for digestion, producing hormones, transporting nutrients, and the list goes on. Without enough protein, so many things are compromised.
That's right. And this leads us to a really key insight about protein needs, especially for older adults. And this often surprises people. You see, the federal guideline generally for adults 19 plus 90 is about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day.
Which works out to about.
For someone weighing, say, 165 pounds, that's roughly 60 grams of protein a day.
Okay.
But a significant growing body of evidence from leading experts suggests this is simply too low, particularly for those over 50, especially with that anabolic resistance we talked about.
So we need more.
Yes. For adults over 50 looking to maintain or build muscle, a much better recommendation is often in the range of 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram per day.
It's near double.
Roughly double the federal recommendation, yes. And if you're an older adult already dealing with sarcopenia or maybe recovering from illness or surgery, studies suggest even higher needs. Maybe 1.21 grams per kilogram for the estimated average requirement, up to 1.54 for the recommended nutrient intake. Some research even points towards 2.0 grams per kilogram or more, depending on health status.
Wow, that's a big difference.
It is. And it's not about excess. It's about giving your body enough raw material to thrive against those age-related changes. Think about it like this. It's critical. Your body prioritizes protein for vital functions. Brain, liver, immune system, enzymes, hormones. These need protein first for survival.
Right, survival first.
Exactly. So if your intake is too low, maintaining or building muscle, that can literally be last on the list. The body triages, uses protein where it's most critical, often at the expense of your muscle mass. So this isn't just about surviving as you age, it's about thriving, maintaining strength, independence, living vibrantly.
That makes so much sense about the prioritization.
Yeah.
And it's not just the total amount of protein, right? It's also how you eat it.
Precisely. How you spread it out through the day matters enormously. It's much more effective to distribute your protein intake evenly. Across meals, maybe even snacks, aim for 3 or 4 servings rather than one huge protein meal at night.
So for that 165-pound person, aiming for maybe 1.2 grams per kilo, that's about 90 grams total. Spread that out.
Right, so maybe aim for around 30 grams of protein per meal. That's a good target. And studies back this up. They've shown older adults, even in their 70s, needed more than 20 grams of protein at one time to really stimulate muscle protein synthesis, that repair and building process.
So little and often is better than one big hit.
For muscle building in older adults, yes. Consistent, moderate doses throughout the day work much better.
Okay, so where do we get this protein? What are some excellent sources?
Well, you're spoiled for choice, really. Lots of delicious options. Of course, the classics: lean meat, chicken, fish, all fantastic complete proteins.
And eggs. Can't forget eggs.
Absolutely. Eggs are incredible. About 6 grams of high-quality protein each, plus vitamins. Dairy is stellar, too. A cup of milk has about 8 grams. And Greek yogurt, a powerhouse.
Yeah, Greek yogurt packs a punch.
It really does. Often 15-20 grams per serving, plus you get calcium for bone health.
Mm.
But it's not just animal products anymore. There are wonderful plant-based sources, too.
Right, things like nuts.
Nuts are excellent. Just about a third of a cup of almonds gives you 10 grams of protein. Hazelnuts, walnuts, 2 great fats alongside the protein. Legumes are powerhouses. Half a cup of chickpeas, about 7 grams of protein. Lentils are incredibly versatile and nutrient-dense.
What about greens?
Some grains contribute significantly. A cup of cooked quinoa gives you 8 grams. Oatmeal, about 5 grams per cooked cup. And don't overlook veggies.
Veggies have protein.
Some do. A cup of cooked spinach has a surprising 5 grams. Half a cup of green peas, 4 grams. Even avocado adds a couple grams. The key is variety. Intentionally include these throughout your day.
That diversity point is so important, isn't it? Especially because older adults can be prone to other deficiencies, not just protein.
Absolutely critical.
We touched on it earlier. Decreased lean mass, lower metabolism, appetite changes, absorption issues.
Yeah.
It's not just protein. It's the whole nutritional picture.
Exactly. We need all the micronutrients, too.
So common ones we see lacking. Calcium and vitamin D, right?
Okay.
Crucial for bones, yes, but also muscle function.
Critical connection there.
Then magnesium. Often overlooked, but vital for muscle relaxation, nerve function, hundreds of things. Vitamin C for collagen, healing. Vitamin B6 for protein absorption, even brain function.
Vitamin E, another antioxidant. B12 is huge, red blood cells, nervous system health. Absorption can be a real issue there for older adults.
Folate, too, for blood cells. Potassium, great for bones, blood pressure, and preventing cramps. Fiber for digestion, heart health, and omega-3s.
Omega-3s, yeah. Anti-inflammatory, good for the brain, joints, often found in fish oil, flaxseed.
These deficiencies, they can creep up slowly, can't they? Over months, years. You might only notice later as fatigue, anemia, maybe cognitive fuzziness.
Insidious, yes. So a diverse, nutrient-dense diet, paying attention to vitamins and minerals, it's just as vital as protein for holistic health, muscles, and the whole body.
Okay, so this brings us to a really fascinating, maybe even controversial topic for some, eating before bed.
Ah, yes, the old taboo.
Exactly. For years, the advice was don't eat before bed, especially for weight management. Calories after 6 p.m. turn to fat. Remember that?
Oh, I remember.
But modern science is really challenging that, overturning it in many ways, particularly for older adults and muscle health. The perspective has shifted. It turns out that small, nutrient-dense, low-energy foods, we're talking under 200 calories generally, or even just single macronutrients like protein before sleep, they can have really positive impacts.
Yeah.
Very different from a big, heavy mixed meal right before bed. That's still probably not the best idea for digestion or sleep.
No, that's different. But the science behind a small, targeted pre-sleep snack is fascinating. It really empowers us to optimize our bodies, even while we rest. See, our muscles aren't static. They're constantly breaking down and rebuilding. And crucially, while we sleep, our bodies are incredibly active.
Doing repair work.
Exactly. It's prime time for growth hormone release. This hormone is a powerhouse, boosts muscle growth, aids fat metabolism. By consuming protein before bed, you give your body a steady supply of amino acids, those building blocks, right when they're needed most for repair and growth. You take full advantage of that natural growth hormone spike.
Like giving the construction crew the materials they need overnight.
Perfect analogy. And furthermore, this is key for muscle preservation. Eating protein before sleep helps prevent your body entering a negative protein balance overnight. Without those circulating amino acids from a pre-sleep snack, muscle breakdown can actually exceed muscle building during that long overnight fast, which is obviously bad for muscle mass, especially as you age.
Right. You don't want to lose ground overnight.
Precisely. A targeted protein snack helps keep things in a positive balance, where synthesis can match or slightly exceed breakdown. Crucial for maintaining and building muscle. It provides that sustained supply all night long.
And what's interesting, too, beyond the direct muscle benefits, is that these pre-bed protein snacks might have other metabolic pluses.
They can, yes. Some studies suggest they can slightly increase your resting metabolic rate the next morning. Your body burns calories a bit more efficiently at rest. And for anyone who's ever woken up feeling hangry.
Oh, yeah. Hungry and angry.
That awful feeling, often from low blood sugar. A little protein before bed helps stabilize blood sugar levels overnight, prevents those sharp drops. You wake up feeling more balanced, less starving, maybe less likely to overeat later, sets you up for a better morning.
Okay, this is fantastic. So with all this science, let's get practical. What are some delicious, easy bedtime snacks we can recommend, keeping those benefits in mind?
All right, let's talk snacks. First up, a true classic, and for good reason. Greek yogurt with berries.
Love Greek yogurt.
It's great. About, say, 6 ounces, 3/4 of a cup, plain Greek yogurt. Add half a cup of berries, fresh or frozen, nutritionally brilliant.
Calories and protein.
Roughly 130 calories, packs a powerful 19 grams of protein. Slow digesting protein for muscle repair. Antioxidants from the berries helps regulate blood sugar. Checks all the boxes.
Nice. What if you want something crunchy instead of chips?
Excellent question. My go-to recommendation there, roasted chickpeas.
Ooh, interesting.
They're delicious. A 1/4 cup, maybe 120 calories, gives you 6 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber. Easy to digest, full of B vitamins, really helps fill you up without feeling heavy. Prevents late night or morning hunger. Great savory alternative.
Okay, I like that. What about something warm, simple?
Ah, for warm and simple, you cannot beat a poached egg. Seriously.
Just one egg.
Just one egg. It's an unsung hero. Reminds me of Harold, a 72-year-old gardener we worked with. Came to us feeling wobbly in the mornings, unstable. We suggested just one poached egg about an hour before bed. Tiny change. He was skeptical.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks later, beaming, said, I didn't think it would do anything, but I don't feel so wobbly. I feel stable, grounded when I wake up. That's the impact of giving your muscles that little bit of fuel to repair overnight.
Wow. Simple but powerful.
Very. Another totally underrated gem, pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds. Wow.
Magnesium. Just a small handful, about an ounce, gives you nearly 40% of your daily magnesium. Magnesium is crucial for muscle relaxation. Without enough, muscles stay tense, you get tightness, soreness, cramps, wake up feeling unrested. Pumpkin seeds also have tryptophan, which helps with sleep itself. Tiny seed, mighty impact.
Okay, pumpkin seeds, good tip. What about cottage cheese? I hear that's good.
Yes, cottage cheese and almonds is a fantastic combo. Cottage cheese has casein protein, which is slow digesting, releases amino acids steadily all night. Perfect for overnight muscle support.
Slow release.
Exactly. Add almonds, you get more protein, healthy fats, more magnesium. Very comprehensive snack.
What if getting enough protein through food is hard? Or someone prefers a drink?
Then protein shakes are an excellent convenient option. You can use whey protein or casein for that slow release we talked about.
Mix it with...
Unsweetened almond milk is a good low-cal base. Maybe add almond butter for healthy fats. Flaxseed meal for omega-3s supports metabolism, recovery. Banana for potassium and sweetness. Berries for antioxidants. Cinnamon for flavor. Customizable, efficient fuel while you sleep.
Sounds good. Are there other foods that just help with sleep generally?
Definitely. Some foods can enhance sleep quality, which indirectly helps muscle repair too. Turkey, famous for tryptophan, that converts to serotonin, then melatonin, promotes relaxation.
Thanksgiving effect.
Sort of. Kiwi slices have natural melatonin, can help you fall asleep faster. Pistachios or almonds also have melatonin. And Tart cherry juice has shown promise in studies for reducing insomnia symptoms, soothing and beneficial.
Interesting.
And don't forget the humble banana, high in magnesium and potassium. Magnesium for relaxation, potassium prevents cramps. More comfortable night.
Good point. And preparation helps, right? Make it easy.
Absolutely. Prep ahead. Hard-boil eggs, portion out nuts or seeds, cut veggie sticks with hummus, make it grab-and-go easy. You're much more likely to stick with it.
Okay, so as we wrap up the nutrition side, let's just quickly revisit those key supplementary nutrients we mentioned earlier. Reinforce why they matter so much.
Good idea. Magnesium, as we said with pumpkin seeds, absolutely essential for muscle relaxation. Prevents that morning stiffness, soreness, restless legs. Huge difference in how recovered you feel.
Then tryptophan.
Right. Found in turkey, eggs, seeds. Converts to serotonin, then melatonin. Your body's natural pathway to relaxation and regulating sleep cycles. Eating tryptophan-rich foods gives your body the raw material for better sleep.
And melatonin itself, found in kiwis, pistachios, tart cherry juice, directly helps you fall asleep faster, improves sleep quality, vital for muscle repair time.
And finally, we just cannot stress enough, vitamin D and calcium.
Dynamic duo.
Absolutely. Intertwined. Critical for bones, yes, but also direct muscle function. Vitamin D helps regulate calcium in muscle cells, essential for nerve signaling, muscle protein synthesis pathways. Research consistently links vitamin D deficiency to sarcopenia risk, low bone density, increased risk of fractures and falls. It's a major factor.
But a crucial caution here, right? Too much vitamin D isn't good either.
Extremely important point, yes. Excessive intake, especially high-dose supplements without guidance, can cause problems. Hypercalcemia, high blood calcium leading to digestive issues, kidney stones, even heart arrhythmia in serious cases.
So talk to your doctor.
Always! Consult your doctor or healthcare professional. Get personalized advice on dosage, especially with underlying conditions or medications. Many things limit natural vitamin D production latitude, sunscreen, skin tone, aging, so supplements are often needed, but safely under guidance.
And hydration. Can't forget water.
Elemental, foundational. Staying hydrated is essential for keeping muscles healthy, flexible, active, facilitates everything we've discussed. Dehydration impairs function and recovery. Sip water all day.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, what does this entire deep dive mean for you listening right now? For your journey to a stronger, more vibrant life, it means you have immense power. You can positively influence how your body ages, especially to muscles. It's not about magic pills or drastic changes. It's about consistent, gentle, but really impactful shifts in your daily routine. They add up, big time.
Small steps, big results.
Exactly. So to recap, sarcopenia, muscle loss. Not inevitable. It's largely preventable, often reversible. Consistent, challenging exercise, especially resistance training, is vital. Even 10-15 minutes counts. Prioritize protein. Aim for those higher amounts, spread it through the day. And now you know the secret of the night shift. Smart, delicious bedtime snacks fuel overnight recovery and better sleep. Embrace that KaiZen philosophy. Continuous small improvements, gentle steps compound, helping you feel stronger, more stable, more rested, more confident every single day.
Which really brings up an important question for everyone listening. As you reflect on your own habits after hearing all this, where is one small area you could genuinely start? Maybe it is adding that handful of pumpkin seeds tonight, or choosing the stairs tomorrow morning. Or just being more mindful about getting enough protein at each meal. Remember, every little bit you do sends that powerful signal to your body. You're still needed, still vital, still strong. It's about empowering yourself with this knowledge, then making choices that support your independence, your well-being, your ability to live fully.
We really hope this deep dive has brought you some hope and some genuinely practical ideas you can actually try. If this conversation resonated with you, if you found it useful, or just learned something empowering, please consider leaving a number 1 in the comments. It just helps us know we're on the right track, that this is valuable for you. If you agree with the science and our approach to helping you live stronger and healthier as you age, type Y for yes. And if you immediately thought of someone, a friend, family member, loved one who could really benefit from hearing this, please type S to indicate you'll share it with them. We're building something really special here on the KaiZen channel. A warm, supportive community where getting older means getting wiser, stronger, more connected every day. Don't miss out on more reliable, science-backed information in these sincere connections. Be sure to subscribe to the KaiZen channel, get the latest insights, continue your journey to a stronger, healthier you. Until next time, rest well, eat kindly, and wake up stronger. You've truly earned it.